am Fatma Ahmedzi, working as lecturer botany at Government Girls Degree College, Kuari Road, Quetta. The course which I am going to teach in this semester is diversity of plants. We have already covered virology, bacteriology and phycology in mid-term of this semester. Now I would be teaching bryology for final term as an online instructor. Bryophytes are non-vascular land plants. They lack the vascular tissues, that is xylem and phloem. They reproduce by spores rather than seeds and flowers. They are found in damp and shady places, which means they are terrestrial plants, but they are moisture loving. There are three types of bryophytes, which are liverworts, hornworts and mosses. Liverworts belong to the class Hepataceae, hornworts belong to the class Endocerote, and mosses belong to the class Mossae. The study of bryophytes is called bryology. The botanists concerned with the study of bryophytes are called bryologists. There are two distinct generations in the life cycle of bryophytes. They are the gametophytic generation and the sporophytic generation. The gametophyte is haploid, independent, and is concerned with sexual reproduction, while the sporophyte is diploid, dependent upon the gametophyte for nourishment, and is involved in asexual reproduction. In the gametophytic generation, the male and the female gametes, the egg and the enterozoids are produced, while in sporophytic generation, spores are produced. This is the picture of a liverwort. You can see that it has liver-shaped thallus which is flat. That is why they are called liverworts. You would be familiar with the term thallus, which means plant body. This is the picture of a hornwort. You can see that it has elongated and horn-shaped structures, which are the capsules of the hornworts, and that is the reason why they are called hornworts. Mosses are the most complex bryophytes which have most developed capsules. You can see in the picture that the capsule has a lid which is called the operculum, and the operculum is obvious in the picture. As we discussed earlier, that bryophytes have two distinct generations in their life cycle, which are gametophytic generation and the sporophytic generation. The gametophytic generation is haploid, independent, and concerned with sexual reproduction, while the sporophytic generation is diploid, dependent upon the gametophytic generation for nourishment, and is concerned with asexual reproduction. The gametophyte produces the male and the female reproductive organs. The male reproductive organ is called the antheridium, which is globular in shape, while the female reproductive organ is known as archegonium, which is flask shaped. The antheridium produces the male gametes known as the sperms or the enterozoids, while the female reproductive organ, the archegonium, produces the female gametes, which are eggs. The eggs and the enterozoids or the sperms are haploid. When an egg fuses with an enterozoid or a sperm, it produces an oospore which is diploid. This process of fertilization is known as syngamy. The oospore gives rise to the diploid embryo. The diploid embryo grows into the sporogonium or the sporophyte. Inside the sporogonium or the sporophyte, the spore mother cells are produced. The spore mother cells, after reduction, division, or meiosis, give rise to the haploid spores. The haploid spores grow and germinate into the dominant phase of the bryophytes or the main plant body, which is the gametophyte. The two generations, that is the gametophytic generation and the sporophytic generation, alternate with one another. Thank you, students. I hope it would be easy to understand for each and every one of you, as I have used simple terminologies. So go through it and note down the important points in your notebooks.